Hello everyone, and welcome to the finale of the Final Fantasy VII commentary. In this part, we're ending it all, and I'm just showing off right here my final materia setups for everyone, in case you want to copy me for whatever reason. But yeah, this is it. This is what I'm using through the excuse me. It begins through the rest of the game. As you can tell, this part is a very, very extended part, pretty much twice the length of a usual part. And that's because it's the finale. We're ending it all. This is it. And also, I would prefer to end on, like, 35 is a nice round number to end on, So, I don't want to split this up into two parts. And also, it would be kind of hard to do that anyway. But, anyway. Now we are heading to the Northern Crater, and we're taking on Sephiroth once and for all. We are into the final dungeon of this game, which actually isn't too bad, honestly, especially since we're so decked out at this point. It's not that bad. Some enemies here can be a little annoying, but this is a really great grinding spot, of course, because enemies give a lot of experience down here. And yeah. The song that plays in this final dungeon, here it is. It's called Judgment Day, and oh man, I love this song. It just sets the mood perfectly. So this dungeon has an interesting gimmick. What we just picked up there is a save crystal, which we can use at any point throughout this dungeon, but you only get one to use, so you have to pick where to use it. So if you die, and that is the last save point in the whole game. So if you die at any point, after you put down that save crystal, you go back to that save crystal, and you gotta kind of work around that. I usually put it at the very end of this dungeon because I can make it through without saving. And it's not a particularly long dungeon or anything. It's the longest in the game, but it's not like super long, so really just put it at the end. And this is Cloud's level 3 limit break, meteor rain. I think we've seen this once before maybe, but that's it. But yeah, but you can put it down whenever you want, but just keep in mind, like, it's the last save point of the game, so you will not get a save point right before the final boss or anything. In fact, you have to fight two bosses before the final boss, without healing, or without, like, any heal breaks or anything, so just be prepared for that. But yeah, and as you can see, Cloud's ultimate weapon is doing a shit ton of damage to, like, every enemy. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, so battles here aren't going to take very long anymore. If you want, this is usually where I would grind to get my Quadra Slash, to level up my double cut materia so I could get Quadra Slash. I don't do that here. It's just if you want to, like, completely solidify the fact that you're fucking gonna wreck this game's shit, then you can do that. But I think we've already solidified that enough. I like how there's kind of some motifs of Aerith's theme in this song, where we're finally going to avenge her. We're finally going to let her fulfill her purpose. Her identity as an ancient will finally be fulfilled. There's also a shit ton of treasure in this dungeon, so, if you're into that, then yeah, go for it. There's also a part where the paths will branch, and that's also a place where, like, if you can go back and get a bunch of treasure and shit there, too. No, Cloud. Stop, Cloud. Oh god, I feel a sneeze coming on. You ever get that feeling? Okay, it went away. Yeah, you ever get that feeling where you sneeze, you feel like you're about to sneeze, but then it just goes away, so you just are left very unsatisfied. Oh boy. But yeah, this is it. This is the finale. We are here. We made it. We're about to get to the climactic final battle, and thankfully, minor spoilers, but this is something I actually really appreciate about this game and Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy is kind of infamous for having kind of a fake out moment where it's like they pull like they set up one person as the villain throughout the whole game, and then at the very end they're like, But here's who was really behind it, just for the sake of having a final boss that's like surprising, and it's kind of really lame anytime they do it. This game doesn't do that. The villain is set up throughout the majority of the game to be Sephiroth. The final boss is Sephiroth. Final Fantasy VI does something similar, but that's a bit of a spoiler, so I won't talk about that because it's part of the big twist in Final Fantasy VI too that happens about halfway through the game. That game also has another pretty catastrophic twist about halfway into the game, just like this one did with Aerith's death. But anyways, actually, funny thing, I don't come in here with enough hypers, and I forget some enemies can inflict sadness, so Cloud and Yuffie, who don't have the ribbon equipped, are just going to be sad for the rest of the game. It doesn't really affect anything. We still beat the game fine. We just don't really get to use their limit breaks. We actually never see Yuffie's ultimate limit break. I never get a chance to use it. How sad. Oh well. And there's also a ton of things here like power sources, mind sources, magic sources that are just stat increasing items. So just to get you, like, if you feel like you're a bit like your stats aren't up to snuff yet, these items can help get your stats up a bit more, but we'll be fine. I'm actually a bit lower level than I usually am at this point. I guess I just grind more. We're fine. Like, this is a fine level to be at this point, but usually I'm more like level 65-ish. But just for the sake of saving recording, like space while recording, I don't grind as much. I haven't grinded as much throughout this playthrough. But of course, like I've said, the game is balanced so well you don't ever really need to grind. Unless you're doing the battle square over and over again to fight Ruby and Emerald Weapon, which I showed off last part, but that's optional. It's not like the NES games where you kind of have to grind to do everything. I'm just fumbling around here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, I'm like, wait, am I supposed to go this way? And I'm like, nope, I'm supposed to go some other way. Oh, the pre-rendered backgrounds being slightly confusing to navigate. How I'll miss you after this commentary is over. Even though I can just go back and play this game whenever I want, but that's besides the point. This is different. I'm sharing this with people. I'm sharing this experience of me playing the game and all the stuff I love about it with people. And that's all about to be over. But it's been fun, and I'll definitely do more of this again in the future, because this is way easier to put together than a typical like review or something, and I get to get more thoughts out, and I get to show stupid moments of me being an idiot, which is always fun. I love games that let you be an idiot, and this game definitely does that. It lets you kind of do whatever with the battle system and stuff. There's a lot of freedom to the battle system in this game that I really like. Excuse me, but yeah, I realize I'm actually not, I'm supposed to go another way. Get a nice treasure chest here. Mind source. God, that keeps happening. Like, I'm fine before I record them. The second I record, my throat is just like, you're going to get congested. Oh well. But yeah, like I said, this final dungeon isn't too long. It's only about it's only like a fraction of what the majority of this part is. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Am I okay? Yeah, it's actually one of the shorter final dungeons in the series. Like Final Fantasy VI. Oh, this, by the way, this is the enemy that it has like 40,000 HP, and this is a ultimate Tonberry or something. Tonberries are an enemy in a lot of Final Fantasy games, but this one has a fuck ton of HP. But if you can morph it, this is what will get you the ribbon. They also have a pretty nasty gimmick. I was able to stop them before they do it, but if they will slowly walk towards one of your party members, and once they get up to them, instant death. Nothing you can do. They'll use a move called Knife, and they fucking shank him. Instant death. Bye. Dead. What the hell am I doing? I'm having a stroke. But yeah, like, Final Fantasy VI's final dungeon, for example, is this very long dungeon where you actually have to switch between 3 parties to get through the whole thing. And 6 has a shit ton of party members, so like having to switch between, you know, it's a total of 12, because in Final Fantasy VI, each party has 4 members instead of 3. So that's really fun. Or Final Fantasy V is just this clusterfuck dungeon that goes on forever with a ton of bosses and a ton of different locations. Or Final Fantasy IX is Memoria. Minor spoilers, but you don't know anything about what Memoria is, but that's the final dungeon in that game. It's a bit more elaborate than this one too. And now the party's going to split off into two segments, which, speaking of the Final Fantasy VI thing, I thought this is where like we were going to split off into two separate parties and have to solve puzzles in each party, but that doesn't happen. I don't really understand the point of this. It should have just been you pick a direction. I think this is more of an opportunity, like if you want to rearrange your party here, you can do that. But it gives you another opportunity later, right before we fight the final three bosses, so I don't really get it, but I send all the people that aren't with me left, and then I send me and Yuffie and Barrett right. I'm keeping the same party to the end of the game, so, you know, like I said, I don't really switch parties a lot in this game. You've noticed, other than when it's required to bring along another party member, I just stick with Cloud, Yuffie, and Barrett, or it really doesn't matter who I stick with. I'll bring along different people every playthrough, but it's usually some variation of Cloud, Tifa, Yuffie, Barrett, or Red 13. The others I just don't really use. Or Sid. Sid is another one I use quite often, but yeah. Let's all get back alive, okay? Yeah, Tifa. Tifa's Cloud's like girlfriend now or something. But yeah. Aerith was just kind of using us to replace Zack in her heart, but Tifa's real girl. Tifa's loves Cloud for Cloud. How nice. And Cloud has feelings for Tifa too, of course. Otherwise that would be a little awkward. And now the music changes, which is sad. It goes to typical dungeon music. Lame. Oh well. Oh, we get woman enemy. Okay. Like I said, if you can pick which path you go down, actually it'll be two different paths. And if you want to get all the treasure on each path, you can like backtrack after you go down one path and go down the other to pick up all the extra treasure and stuff. But you know, I don't really bother because we're good. We don't need anything else. Like, we're set. We're good. And we're just making our way down this giant rock spiral here. We're actually getting fairly close to the end of this dungeon. Like I said, this is not a particularly long dungeon by any stretch of the imagination. It's kind of weird. It's not a super... Like, it sets it up with the save crystal thing and stuff that this is going to be like... Oh, the save crystal kind of almost reminds me of like a Persona 5 kind of thing, where it's like, how far do you feel comfortable going before stopping for the day or whatever to a palace, but it's not a long thing at all. It's not like the palaces in Persona 5, which are these like very long, elaborate dungeons to go through. Yeah, I don't know. We have a shit ton of items. But yeah. And we're just making our way along. Having a great time. Got another Mega Elixir. I'm gonna start spamming Mega Elixirs. It's the end game. You know, I have nothing to lose. So you'll notice I use a lot of Mega Elixirs instead of tents and stuff, because it's functionally the same thing. You can just use Mega Elixirs anywhere. They're just exceptionally rare items. But I've stockpiled them for this end part of the game, you know. These enemies are annoying. Their animations just take way too long. They're not like hard enemies by any means, just this animation takes too long, so it's irritating. Yeah, for the most part though, this is actually, I would say, this is the game, if you turn up the battle speed all the way in the config menu, this game has the fastest battle system of any of the PlayStation Final Fantasies. Then 9 is the slowest. 9 is a little painfully slow. 8, like the battle speed itself isn't slow. What makes battles take long in 8 is the draw system, which encourages you to just stop and grind spells off of enemies for like 20 minutes. And it's infuriating and really annoying, and I don't like 8 that much, but it's okay. I've actually never beaten 8. I played for about 10 hours, and then I got really bored and frustrated, and I was like, why am I playing this? And the story wasn't really grabbing me, so I just kind of stopped. But I know some people love 8, but you know, it's not my preferred. And this is actually here, the end of the dungeon. This is it. Like I said, not a long dungeon at all. We got through it in, like, what, 15 minutes? Like, shit. Cloud and Yuffie are still sad. But, yeah. But now everyone is here, at the entrance to the center of the planet where Sephiroth is waiting. And here I am. I'm looking for the save crystal to use, but then I realize I can't actually use it here. I have to go out of the place and use it right outside of this area. But yeah, keep in mind, like I said, this is the last save point of the game. So just prepare yourself. You're in for kind of a gauntlet here. Especially if you've just done the main story, none of the side content, you might have some trouble. Just fair warning. But yeah, this is it. Final playtime, 26 hours, 33 minutes. And that's actually pretty fast. Usually this game, maybe, like I said, maybe because I haven't grinded as much, but usually the original PlayStation version, I spend more like around 30 hours on. But, and of course, Final Fantasy IX is more like 40 hours. Along with, you know, a lot of modern RPGs. But, you know, 30 hours is still, that's a pretty beefy game, especially for 1997. And it's so full of content and so, like, consistently fun that I'm fine with it. And also talk to all the party members that aren't in your party, and you'll get items from them. So that's cool. We get a speed source that I'm giving to Cloud because he's a little slow. Magic source to Barret, because he has the Master Magic materia, so he has all the magic spells in the game. Yeah, we're throwing out a Mega Elixir. I don't know why I just didn't use a tent when I saved, but oh well, we have plenty. And here we go. Let's mosey. Stop saying it like a wimp. Alright. So this is it. We have a bit of a gauntlet here. Excuse me. So it's just going to kind of be strong enemy after strong enemy, then 3 bosses, and then we've done it. But yeah. Kind of, technically, I guess 4 bosses, but you'll see. Anyways. Here we go. So this is our final opportunity. Actually, we get one more opportunity even after this to switch up our party members. But, you know, make sure you have a decent party, which we do, and then get going. All of you. Later. Yep, here we go. And we get Genova's theme one last time. This is, like I said, kind of a gauntlet. It's just going to be required fight after required fight. I'll show off the enemies the first time. It's 2 variations of enemies. I'll show off both enemies the first time, and then I'll speed through the rest of the fights. They aren't, because we are so decked out, you know, it's not anything that can really stand a chance. The hardest fights were in last part with Ruby and Emerald Weapon. Nothing here really stands a chance now. If you can beat Ruby and Emerald Weapon, you can beat this game. In fact, that's the ultimate challenge of this game, are those 2 bosses, but yeah. And this guy likes to put up armor, but even still, I don't even bother barriering. I can't say that. I don't even bother with that. Cloud's still doing so much fucking damage that he goes down anyway. So, beautiful. That guy gives a good amount of experience. 10,000? Not bad. Not like any guild though. Not like guild matters. When was the last time we bought something? It's been a while. I guess we bought something last time. We bought the greens, but optional. Well, I guess buying anything is technically optional if you hate yourself. Anyways, this is the second variation of this weird fucking monstrosity. Once again, not that bad. When it dies, it will sometimes counter with Pandora's Box, which is an enemy skill that actually we can learn, that I will actually end up using against the final boss, but anyways, still, it's not going to kill us or anything. Look, we have an absurd amount of HP, like, come on. I mean, sometimes I'll grind just for the sake of it to get everybody in my party max HP and MP if I, you know, hate myself. Well, it actually doesn't even take that long. But yeah. We just have, like I said, just an absurd amount of HP. Like, you can beat this game with like 3,000 HP if you want to. This is just complete fucking overkill. But yeah, the frame rate does not like this area. Cloud, please jump. There we go. Good boy. And it's the same enemy that we saw before. It goes down pretty quick. There we go. Beautiful. So yeah, we just jump from rock to rock. We're trying to get to that center area there. And this is the last time we'll hear Genova's theme, which is beautiful. I love this song a lot. And oh, dead. And I'm just healing up. I think that was I thought that was the last battle, but we actually have one more, so then I end up having to heal up again. So yeah, here we go. Oh, I don't even bother healing up. I guess it didn't do any damage to me. I killed it too fast. Okay, so this is about to be boss 1 of 3. This is, where are we? That's a good question. You're kind of in clusterfuck land. But, what's coming at us is Genova complete. The full body of Genova is here. And this is boss 1 of 3 that we are actually going to use Knights of the Round on. And it's for a reason. Like I said, I typically don't like cheesing, but look, we have every fucking summon in the game, but and we can use them an infinite number of times, but did I use Knights of the Round? What am I doing? Yep, there we go. I'm using it because if you use Knights of the Round on this boss here, it actually gives the final boss more HP to make it slightly more challenging. Still will beat it fine, but I do it just to, you know, make it a little more interesting for myself. But of course, Knights of the Round will pretty much one-shot everything, especially since Yuffie's the one using it, and we're doing, what, 8,500 damage per hit? Like, goddamn, that's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, that's it for this boss fight. This has a great battle theme mode, Genova Absolute, or Genova Complete, or whatever. This battle theme is awesome. It's really good. It's just really, like, it has such a great presence to it. We're actually going to get 3 unique battle themes here. This is the first one, Genova Absolute. Or, I don't know, Genova Complete, I forget which one it is. Oh well. And this is the last time we'll be seeing Knights of the Round in this game, I promise. I know you're probably sick of seeing this fucking animation. I certainly am. I've seen it, what, like, probably a million times. But, yeah. And, kaboom. And that's it for Genova. Goodbye, Genova. And this is actually the enemy, the boss that will give us the most experience of any enemy in the game. This will give us 60,000 experience points. So to get, and Cloud has now broken 9,000 HP, but just to give us that extra push of levels to fight the final 2 bosses. We don't get any heal breaks or anything between this, so just be prepared. But level 66, that's the final level Cloud is at. Mid 60s, like I said, is typically where I am at end game. Usually more like early 70s, but oh well. We're still beating the boss fine. The next two bosses fine. Or I guess it's 1 boss, maybe 3 bosses, depending on how you look at things. You'll see. But yeah. And now we're going to the center of the planet. The heart of the planet where Sephiroth is. Woo! And this is also where Holy is being contained. This is where Sephiroth is containing Holy, in the center of the planet with him, so Holy can't come and destroy Meteor. So yeah, we of course need to, all we need to do is defeat Sephiroth, so then Holy can be released. But Sephiroth has gotten pretty fucking strong. And this is the real Sephiroth. This isn't Genova Sephiroth. Genova's fucking dead. But Sephiroth's gotten pretty fucking strong being in the live stream and all that, so... Uh-oh. So we're probably in for a bit of a fight, right? I mean, not really, but, you know, story-wise, they are. Sephiroth is incredibly powerful, but this boss fight's interesting, because we actually are going to split up into two parties, and you can switch between them at certain points during the fight to fight the boss like with two parties. I don't do that. I set up two parties because you're required to, but otherwise, like, I don't ever switch out of my first party. I never found it necessary. I've never done it. I've never found it necessary to do that. But this is it. This is Sephiroth. We have two boss fights with Sephiroth. It's really kind of a two-phase fight, but there's two different songs, so I consider it two different battles. But yeah, this is it. The ultimate battle begins, and of course, here's the second party. I don't ever switch to them, but and I don't equip them with anything, but because I just never find it necessary to do that. But yeah, well, there go. What, was it just one person? No, it was two. Who left? It was Red 13 and Kate Sith just got out. They skedaddled out of here. No, but everyone is here. Aerith is here. But this boss fight, it wouldn't be a Final Fantasy final boss if it wasn't some grotesque god monster. So Sephiroth's gonna mutate a bit here. You know, of course, it's got to be a grotesque god monster. But here we go. It's time. And we get Birth of a God here, which is another great battle theme. This is it. This is Sephiroth. Final boss time. And this one, this is the first phase of it, or the first part of two fights. This one can be a little annoying. He likes to heal himself a lot, but he heals himself for less than we're going to be doing every turn, so, you know, kind of just a war of attrition. We'll eventually fucking get him. But, yeah, just setting up the usual buffing myself and all that jazz. This fight, I mean, this is great. This is great stuff. I love this song. I love this weird setting. Quadricasting Ultima, because of course I am. But yeah, this is a really, really cool final boss. And of course, it's Final Fantasy. Of course, it's some grotesque, disgusting-ass god monster. Because every Final Fantasy game, the final boss is some grotesque, disgusting-ass god monster. Of course. And Barrett's just going to throw out a regen here. Just because, you know, the usual buffs. You know how it is. And multiple parts of Sephiroth are already dead, but he's going to revive him here, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm having Cloud mine what Yuffie did. So he's going to be quadricasting Ultima too. Beautiful. And this is also going to be a point. I'm going to take the opportunity here to show off some of the summons that we didn't actually get in this game. Which really is just Alexander and Typhoon that I will be showing off. Because we haven't seen those summons in this game, because we haven't got... Those are, I think, the only two summons we didn't get. You get those through other side quests that I just didn't show off. Like I said, this is not a 100% run through. This is just kind of showing, you know, the big parts of this game and some of the major side quests. 100%ing this game takes fucking 3 years, and I didn't want to do that. But yeah. And then this is Alexander's summon. A cool summon animation, actually. Or is this Typhoon? I can't remember. Either one. I believe... Oh, this is Typhoon. This is an Alexander, but... just, you know, it's a summon that does a good amount of damage. Still no Knights of the Round, but... I like this monster design a lot here. Another flashy-ass summon animation, you know. Great stuff. But yeah. And then that did a good amount of damage. And then this is Alexander here. I did the W summon just to show them both off. Just, you know, summon animations are fun. Might as well. It's the finale. Let's show off as much as we can before we say goodbye to this game. forever because you can never play this game. No. You know. Just might as well show this stuff off. We got Master Summon. Let's take advantage of it. And then I'm now at this point, it's just I'm going to hit him very hard with double cut. And he's gonna try to heal himself, but he's gonna the amount he heals doesn't even compare to the amount of damage that we're gonna be doing every turn, so really it doesn't mean anything. You just gotta keep hitting him, eventually he'll die. Boom. I love that. That was awful singing. Look at how much damage Cloud's doing. God damn. Oh, I love the Ultima weapon. But, yeah. And this is of course just phase 1. We still got a second phase, and you know what song's about to happen, but I'm just having them all mime double cut, and eventually he's gonna go down. You know. You know. But yeah, he's pretty close to being dead here. It's just a little bit more. We're just hitting him really fucking hard. He's flying, I guess. He's waving his wings around. Bizarro energy. Stop trying to heal yourself. You're just delaying the inevitable very slightly, dude. Like, come on. And here comes Cloud with the, you know, just a casual 15,000 damage. You know, it's fine. It's cool. Just a casual 15,000 damage a turn. If I upgraded that materia, that would be more like 30,000 damage a turn. So, oof. Like to get the Quadra Slash, but... And that's it. That's it for this boss fight. For this phase of the boss fight. But remember, there's no heals between boss fights, so I would actually recommend starting the next phase immediately with throwing out a Mega Elixir just to heal everyone's HP and MP. But yeah, and now we get a great little musical cue here that I'm going to stay quiet for. One-winged angel, baby. Oh, this is probably the most famous song from this game, and it's great. I love that opening. I almost prefer this version of the song to the orchestral arrangements. I think I've talked about it in a few parts ago, and it's because it just has such a punch to it. Like, this is not a pretty song. This is actually such a unique final boss theme because it's like, it's not like this is it, the epic final boss. This is more just like die, 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 die. You know what I mean? It's great. But the first thing you're going to want to do in this fight, Sephiroth will always start this fight by putting up a barrier. So you're going to want to de-barrier him. And of course, then start buffing your party. Throw out a Mega Elixir to fully heal everyone. Then throw out a big guard, just start buffing your party up. Of course, you could also just spam Knights of the Round and win, but we're not doing that. Fuck off. Then we're gonna throw out a regen, all that good stuff. Just get everybody nice and buffed up, and then we're gonna do the strategy of hitting him with our hardest hitting stuff. Quadracast Ultima, yes. And I actually make a huge mistake in this fight, as you'll see here in a bit, where I accidentally use a Mega Elixir on Sephiroth, which fully heals him. So basically, right when I was about to finish the fight, I have to start it over again. Oh, you'll see. That's great. That's great stuff. I'm an idiot sometimes. But anyways, and then Cloud's doing max damage to Sephiroth because fuck you, Sephiroth. And then we'll show off Pandora's box here. You saw the animation when we were fighting that other enemy, but you know, we're getting some good damage. You know, it's a fun time. And yeah, this is, when it comes to final bosses, this is not a super hard fight. If you've just done the main story, this guy can give you some trouble. This guy, Sephiroth can give you some trouble, but his big move he's gonna do here in a bit. Actually, it has no chance of killing you, but it can inflict. It takes a percentage of health away, and it can inflict random status ailments. So be careful. So have White Wind. This is where White Wind, which I haven't used a lot, becomes really useful, because White Wind will heal your party members for a lot of HP, for whatever your current HP is. And it will also heal virtually all status ailments. So that's great. This is the big move I'm talking about. This is Supernova, a 2-minute long attack animation. You thought Knights of the Round was ridiculous? Oh, just you wait for this. And no, I'm not speeding through this shit. Are you stupid? This shit is fucking awesome. And One Winged Angel. Another big reason this song is so famous is because this is one of the first songs. This uses a full choir. Like, it's a Latin choir. It's insane to sing, you know, the chorus of this song. Which just adds to, like, the just intimidation factor of it. Because this is the only song in the game that uses, like, actual, you know, CD quality audio to have this choir. And it's crazy. And it just adds to the intimidation. Well, there goes Pluto. So this attack, Sephiroth summons a giant fucking comet or meteor, which I thought he was already kind of doing that. But, oh, well, there goes the rings of Saturn. And, straight through Jupiter. Whoop. And Jupiter's fucking dead. He destroys the entire solar system. I guess this planet is the same as Earth, because, you know, there's all the planets, but then he has this meteor crash into the sun, so which causes the sun to fucking supernova and expand and destroy Mercury and Venus and come after the planet, which I guess is Earth. The planet canonically is called Gaia, but destroy Mercury and Venus and collide with the Earth. I just popped my elbow so loud. Ow. But, to collide with the Earth to do a ton of damage to the party. Like, what the fuck is this attack? This is just ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous attack in the entire series. Nothing else even comes close. And this attack can't kill you. It will always do a percentage of damage and inflict random status elements. And it actually ends up confusing Yuffie, who is the one who threw out the Mega Elixir, and because she's confused, she ends up using the Mega Elixir on Sephiroth, which fully heals him. Or it was Cloud. Cloud's the one that uses it. He turned into a frog and he got confused, used it on Sephiroth. Sephiroth's back to full health. Oops. It's okay. We beat him. It was fine. It's a simple mistake. Here's Barret throwing out the White Wind. The ribbon helped Barret here, so have a ribbon equipped on someone, and also have them able to use White Wind to heal everyone's status ailments, and heal their HP some too. We're gonna have Barret throw out his Limit Break again here. Catastrophe. Kaboom. Just to get some of that damage back on him. And Sephiroth actually will end up using Supernova again, and I'll speed through it the second time. I won't make you sit through that 2-minute long animation again. But yeah, I mean, this part is already over an hour long, like shit. He's back on the ground. We're gonna start, you know, just hitting him again. Just hit him for a ton of damage. Let's rebuff everyone. I'm thinking about using Knights of the Round, but then I'm like, no. I refuse. We're giving Sephiroth a chance for some reason. And he's using D-Spell on himself, which basically any debuffs you put on him get cancelled out when he uses D-Spell. But we haven't put any debuffs on him, so he just wasted a turn, I guess. I am just getting my defenses back up here. And, well, shit, they still have a little bit of barrier left. Oh well, it rehastes us at least. I should be showing off some more spells here that I haven't used yet, like Flare and stuff, but I haven't been. Oh well. It's okay. Flare is just a strong magic attack, you know. I'm throwing out Kermit too. We're just trying to hit him. Really, that like good strategies. Just hit him. Just hit him. Oh, there's 20,000 damage there. Shit. Then he goes by a set pattern. I'm pretty sure. Like once he rises up into the air, he'll do Pale Horse and then he'll do Supernova. I'm pretty sure he does that every time. So you can kind of be prepared for when he throws out Supernova or whatever attack you're worried about that he's going to use. So he's going to go up, and I believe he's going to use Pale Horse and then Supernova. Or maybe he does Shadow Flare first, then Pale Horse, then Supernova. I can't remember exactly. But I'm trying to kill him before he's able to use Supernova again. But because I used Knights of the Round on Genova Complete, this boss actually has, I think, an extra 20,000 HP or something like that. I might be wrong about that, but so it actually takes a bit longer for me to kill him than I expected. Yeah, there's Pale Horse, and then he's gonna end up using Supernova right after this. I'm trying to kill him before he can do it again just to save time, but I don't. It's okay. And we can just jam out to One Winged Angel a bit longer. And Cloud's Mini. Awesome. And I'm getting a White Wing just all ready to go from Barret. So when he uses Supernova, I'm ready. I'm ready for him. That'll be the next move we use, so I'm just speeding this up just to, you know, save some time. So One Winged Angel really fast sounds funny. There goes the entire solar system again, and there goes the planet. If Sephiroth wanted to destroy the planet, why didn't he? It's a game. I don't care. This is just the video gamey stuff here. You know, it's fine. And then Barret's gonna throw out the White Wind, and actually, this fight's almost over. I barely didn't kill Sephiroth in time. And who's gonna get the last hit? But of course, it's Cloud who gets the last hit. And that's it. That's the final boss. Or is it? You'll see. That's it. Beautiful. Done. We get this flashy ass like he fades away. He's dead. That's it for Sephiroth. We stopped him. We've done it. So now Holy can be released. I love this. It goes on for so long. It's just like, fuck you, Sephiroth. Also, why is it called One Winged Angel when he clearly has like 10 wings? This game sucks. This is the worst video game ever made. But no, that's it. Sephiroth is defeated. Beautiful. Perfect. So now Holy's gonna come up soon, so now we need to get the fuck out of here. Because, you know, Holy's not fucking around. It'll destroy everything in its path. But yeah, that's it. They've done all they can do. The gang has done all they could do. Now all they have to do, all they can do now is just watch. They've done all that they can do, so there's no use thinking about it anymore. Exactly what Cloud's saying. So whatever happens, happens. We've done all we could to save the planet. Let's go home and let's just wait it out now. Let's see what happens. And also Holy's coming soon, so we need to move. But wait. What's happening? I feel it. What? He is still here. Oh no. Still. Cloud? He's laughing. Cloud. Uh-oh. So, this is a much more symbolic thing than anything else, but, Cloud still feels Sephiroth's presence within him, and he needs to settle it once and for all. He needs to get rid of Sephiroth once and for all. Settle the score completely. Rid all his worries, all his insecurities, all the pain Sephiroth has caused him. All of it needs to end here. And that's what's happening here. We're going deep into Cloud's subconscious with this flashy ass FMV, and we're going to finish it off. We're going to complete Cloud's arc. We're going to finish what we started, what should have been finished 5 years ago. We're finally going to settle the score with Sephiroth. And this is one of my favorite moments in any fucking video game. So we get into, this is technically, I guess you could say, the final boss, but it's an entirely scripted sequence. This is it. And what better way to finish off Sephiroth than with Cloud's ultimate limit break, Omni Slash. We didn't even get Omni Slash, but you'll always see it here. And it's fucking awesome. Oh, bam, 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 bam. It's so fucking cool. And that's it. Cloud's insecurities, all the pain Sephiroth has caused him, Cloud has finally gotten over it. He's finally avenged Sephiroth. He is defeated. That's it. And I'm going to stay quiet and let you guys enjoy the ending. Holy shit. it that ending, it hits me. It hits me on such an emotional level. There's something about it. It's just pure magic. It almost makes me tear up. It's like, it's beautiful. It really is. Holy, I love how Holy didn't even fucking work. But Aerith is just like, nope, I'm not letting this happen. And then makes one last stand by sending all of the life stream in the world to counter Meteor. And of course, it's heavily implied that it was Aerith that did that, but I love the ambiguity of it. It just ends on such a magical note and leaves the rest up to you to figure out. What do you think happened? Like, how did they go from there? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful ending, and it just fills me with chills, and it just hits me so on such an emotional level. It's one of my favorite endings in any video game ever. It's beautiful, and I value strong endings a lot, and this is my favorite ending in the entire series. It's really, really beautiful. But that was Final Fantasy VII. That's it. That's why disc 3 is so short. It's taken up by that 10-minute long FMV. Like, shit, man. But that's it. I love Cloud's ending with Sephiroth. I love the fact that Tifa was just kind of holding on to Cloud like that. And I love that Aerith had the final say here. Even if she's dead, she's not really gone. Her presence can still be felt. Her presence still helped the world in the end. And that's a really, really beautiful way to end the game. This game, story-wise, is one of my favorites in the series, and just in general, this game just is so much fun to play. It just nails everything as a game that a game should. It's fun to play, the story is engaging, the characters are incredibly memorable and likable, it's wildly unpredictable, and it's just enjoyable. And there's such a wonderful sense of adventure to it all. It feels like such a journey you go on with these characters, and like, Cloud just feels so different at the end of the game than he does at the beginning. At the beginning, he kind of does seem like just this typical edgelord, but by the end you realize he's so much more than that. And he's such a conflicted, emotional character. And, I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. It's just a wonderful game. I've had so much fun doing this commentary, and it's been a great way to get my many thoughts out on this game, because there's a lot to say about it. Clearly, there's a lot here, and I know there are plenty of people who don't like this game, but I just love it. And the song that we hear here, this is the main theme of Final Fantasy that plays in nearly every Final Fantasy game at some point, usually in the credits. It's not in Final Fantasy II, it's not in Final Fantasy X, and it's not in Final Fantasy XIII, but in all the other ones, this plays at some point throughout the game. And this is another beautiful piece of music. I love this credits theme in general a lot, but this, of course, the main theme of Final Fantasy, it's just wonderful. It's a really, really great theme. But this game, like, there's just so much to say about it, and I feel like I could say so much more, but at the same time I don't really know where that would get me. I love this game story. I love how like thematically consistent it is, how unpredictable it is too. It's such a wild ride to go on, especially your first time through, because you think Aerith's death is the only big surprise, but there's so many big surprises and so many unexpected moments, and from where the game begins to where it ends, you would never guess that this is where it would end from the beginning of the game. And I love that. it's just such a great ride. It's such a great journey. Uh, and it's such a great role-playing game. This is one of the greatest RPGs ever made, in my opinion. And definitely one of my favorites. I still think I probably like the Mother games, Earthbound and Mother 3 specifically, probably mean a bit more to me overall. Just from nostalgia, and also Mother 3's story is incredible, but and maybe some Pokemon games maybe mean a bit more to me too. But also, on a personal level, this is still one of my favorite RPGs ever made. And I can't recommend it enough. And I also don't think that this is a bad starting point for the Final Fantasy series. I don't think it's the best starting point. I think if you want the best starting point, start with Final Fantasy VI, I would say. It's the easiest, and it doesn't have as many... It doesn't feel quite as old, even though it's technically the older game. But still, if this commentary didn't convince you enough, just play it. Just play this game. It's great. It's totally worth playing for yourself. It's a fun game. It's a really fun game. The story aside, even just the RPG mechanics by themselves are fun, but the story elevates it. The soundtrack elevates it. It's something truly special, and it's such a passionate project. I can feel the passion put into this game every time I play it, and it's really something beautiful. But anyways, guys, I had a ton of fun doing this commentary, and I hope you had fun watching it. There's a little something after the credits here if you want to see it. I'll stay quiet during it so you guys can watch it, and I'll give my final goodbyes afterwards. And thus, the planet lives on. I love that. It's just this little thing to let you know the planet survived. Sephiroth failed. We did it. We still don't know the fate of everyone and exactly what happened, but I think that's all we really need. I love this game, man. I really do. Thank you guys so much for watching this, for sticking it out even in the more ridiculous, unprofessional moments. I've had so much fun doing this, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you. And whatever project I do in the future, I hope you enjoy that too. I hope you enjoyed this, of course. Just thank you. Thank you for watching. That's it. I will be back some other time with a project, but that's it for Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. I don't really know how to end videos, do I? I will see you guys later.